Okay. Attention class, attention, this shit's serious. Period. I'm not joking, this is serious. And you need to pay attention. So, long story short, so many of your favorite YouTubers and many other people that work for said YouTubers are probably going to lose their jobs, they're going to lose their livelihood, and you are going to lose content and freedom in the internet. I'm not joking. So, let's get to the point. This comes because of something called the Article 13. Okay, so what is Article 13? Long story short, this bullshit thing decided that, you know what, here in the European Union, we are not that strict with the laws of the internet. So let's go after the one that lets the copyright infringement happen. Meaning, let's say that I use, or Jeremy uses, or anyone uses PewDiePie. Let's say that PewDiePie uses a video, right? Over him talking or whatever. Because he didn't modify that video, because it's not a parody, and because he doesn't own that video, he might get copyrighted. But right now, the copyright infringement goes against him, not YouTube. Now, Article 13 is going to make it to where the copyright infringement is not going to go necessarily against him, it's going to go towards YouTube directly. There it is. Why should you care? It's the main question, right? Easy. Because even though it's in Europe, and yes, we are here in the United States, some of you might be in Australia, some of you might be in Mexico, some of you might be in Peru, I don't care. The point is that YouTube is international. And people that watch my content, that watch Jeremy's content, that watches PewDiePie's content, Film Theory, Angry Joe, you name it. Because you have all of that populi in Europe watching that content. If any of them, us, get copyrighted infringement, it's gonna go against YouTube. And YouTube is gonna be like, well, I don't like getting sued, especially by big disc companies. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it even harder, and I'm gonna come down on this infringement, and I'm going to really take a stand, a micromanage of copyright. If you thought things were hard or like difficult or censored as they were, you have no idea what this could cause. I am going to read what the Article 13 really is, and in the meantime, I'm gonna put something relaxing in the background so you don't get overly depressed like I have been for the past day and a half since I found out about this. So let's go. Article 13 replaces the mere conduit exemption from copyright infringement for profit online content sharing service providers with a new conditional exemption to liability. These conditions are the implementation of effective and proportionate measures to prevent the availability of specific unsolicited works identified by rights holders, acting expeditiously to remove them and demonstrating that best efforts have been made to prevent their future availability. The article also extends any licenses granted to content hosts to their uses as long as those users are not acting on a commercial basis. The article directs members states to consider the size of the provider, the amount of content uploaded, and the effectiveness of the measures imposed in light of technological development. It also mandates an appeals process, and requires content hosts to share information to the use of content with its owners, the lack of which has been a point of contention in the past. Article 13 has faced widespread criticism over the possibility that it could create a chilling effect on online expression. Although the article requires only best efforts from providers, it is widely accepted by critics and proponents alike that in order to meet the requirement of preventing future availability, larger companies would need to implement content matching technologies similar to YouTube's Content ID system. Critics emphasize the issue of false positives within such systems and their inability to account for copyright limitations such as fair dealing. Supporter and third parties point out that YouTube has Content ID for a decade and yet remains a successful host for content of all kinds. Well, alright. This is what all of that means. It means that now they have a fancy wording for that allows big companies to say, well, this really sounds like my thing, copyright. This really sounds like this, copyright. Copyright, you get a copyright strike, and you get a copyright strike, and you get a copyright strike. Why? Because now big companies get their turn to be the only ones and sole owners of their content. Now that cable TV is going down and everything, well, now we have big companies, just pretty much saying, you know what, I want my piece of the cake. Since I don't own you anymore by cable, I'm going to own you where you spend your time. YouTube, Spotify, you name it, any platform that has any media that allows for original content. You can start forgetting about it. So please, do your research. Go and tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell everyone. The more awareness that we have on this thing, the better it's going to be. Because if everyone in Europe don't text or tweet their representatives, hey, don't be an asshole. You already limit my freedom as it is. Please, let me have this. If you don't, it's going to create the loss of so many channels, the beginning of an era of suppression of content, unprecedented. Guys, let me take Bob Ross out of the picture. I don't think it worked with me so well that the relaxing Bob Ross. Bye, Bob. Anyways, guys, bring awareness to this. This is vital. This is vital. Absolutely vital. Please make as much noise as you can, or that would mean the end of so many channels, of so many jobs, so many people. Please. This is really a call for action. Thank you.